Welcome to this series of videos. This is one of multiples to come. To begin with, you have two important tasks to handle right now. Number one is to subscribe to this channel, and number two is to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss important updates when I post them here. Quick disclaimer: information presented in this content is for educational purpose and are not to be regarded as investment or financial advice. In this video, I am going to be talking about how you can mitigate risk when trading cryptocurrencies by sizing your position appropriately in Binance Futures, MetaTrader, and every other platform that offers leveraged products. If you look at the title of this video here, what I have on my screen is predetermining position size and stop loss cost in crypto setups. So this word here, predetermining, simply means it's something you have to decide first. Your position size and your stop loss is something you have to decide first before executing a trade. Now, there are a few fallacies that we need to debunk about position sizing, stop loss placements, and everything related to risk management in trading. For some people, they believe the wider the stop loss, the more expensive it is. But the truth is, stop loss is not supposed to be more expensive than what you can afford to risk if you actually know how to determine your position size. So you can actually have different setups with different stop loss points while risking the same amount in dollars. So I am talking about something like this. So let's say you have a position with a setup like this. Let's look at this. So you can have something like this and risk $50. You can have something like this and risk $50. You can have something even like this and still risk $50. So stop loss with accurate position sizing is not supposed to be more expensive if your stop loss point is larger. It's just you knowing how to calculate what position size you need to fit in that particular setup. Now, going into the market, irrespective of your analysis, your probability of being right or wrong is always 50-50. This simply means you have equal chances of being right or wrong. So if you are right, yes, that's good for you, but if you are wrong, your stop loss should get the job done. Now, the amount you are willing to risk, what you are willing to place in your 50% probability of being wrong is actually up to you. You don't have to allow the market to take all you have from you. You don't have to allow the market liquidate you. You must calculate something that's okay. In the worst case scenario, this is what I am willing to risk. So you always want to make sure you go into the markets with predetermined risk. Now, let me show you how to quickly calculate how much you can fit into your stop loss zone. Now, irrespective of your setup, so let's say let me use a rough setup like this. So I have a setup like this. This is BCH USDT, and let's say due to my analysis, this is just a rough work. This is just for illustrative purpose. This is not a trade call. So let's say I have a setup like this, and my stop loss point is 48. That is $48 drop in the price of 1 BCH. Now, how will I be able to fit in a predetermined risk? Now, I'll just pick a number. So how much are you willing to risk in this particular position? So let's say I am okay with risking let's say $30 in this particular position. in this particular trade setup. If I'm willing to risk up to $30, now it's simple. All I have to do is go into my calculator, and 30 divided by the stop loss point, which is here, 48. Now this 30 is the amount I'm willing to risk in dollars. 48 is the point to stop loss. Now divide this. This is what we have. 0.625 BCH. So once you come into your Binance, let me search for BCH here. BCH. Now once you come into your Binance, you have to impute this figure from your calculator, 0.625. 0.625. Now if you actually execute this trade, what will happen is, if market retraces back to your 48 point stop loss and your stop loss is triggered, you will lose nothing more than $30. That's a predetermined risk already. You lose nothing more than $30. Now what are you going to be making in this particular setup? If you have a setup like this, simply put, you just have to multiply what you risk by this figure here, which is your risk to reward ratio. So that is possibly what you will be making in this position. Now let's troubleshoot this calculation to see if it's actually correct. So we have 48 points, and our position size is actually 0.625 from what we calculated. Now if 0.625 move 48 points against us, how much will that be? Troubleshooting the calculation now. So times 48, 0.625 times 48, and this is it. What we have here, 30. So if you have a setup like this, it's going to cost you $30 if this price actually retraces and hits your stop loss. Now talking about keeping our risk with our ability to keep our risk constant. Now look at this. Let's say you decide to place your stop loss as far as this, and you also want to risk same $30. You have to do the same thing. Now what we have here is 99.6 as our stop loss. 99.6. Sorry, the first figure you have to impute is the amount you are willing to risk, which is $30. My risk amount divided by 99.6. So what do I have? This is 0.301 BCH. Multiply this by 99.6, which is the point movement against us. It simply means if we hold this position size, we are going to lose $30 if BCH retraces 99.6 dollars. Now you saw that I in my first illustration, I used $30 my risk, and my position size was 0.625. Second one, I used $30 and my position size reduced. Now this actually is how it works. Yes, this is how it works. So if I have a position with a small stop loss, it simply means my position size is going to be high, and my stop loss point is low. Now the lower your stop loss point, the higher your position size is going to be. The bigger your stop loss point, the smaller your position size is going to be, if you are interested in keeping your risk constant. Now I'm not recommending that you risk a particular section of your accounts X and X amount, but I'm showing you how to do this calculation so you'll be able to go into the markets with predetermined risk. What you want to risk is up to you. If you want to risk 10%, it's up to you. If you want to risk 4%, it's up to you. You want to risk 3%, it's up to you. If you even feel like you want to risk 30 or 50%, it's up to you. But you need to know how to mitigate your risk to just what you are willing to risk in your cryptocurrency position, and that is exactly what I just showed you. So now that you know, I am sure you are going to be entering the markets with predetermined risk, and your cries of liquidations will be reduced. So if you like this content and you would love to help others, you can share the video to them, and don't forget to give me a click of encouragement by subscribing to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next video.